नमस्कार. आयच्या खाशेल्या कार्यावळीन तुमकां सगळ्यांक येवकार. सध्या आमी आसा पणजे हांगासर आनी पणजे हांगासर सध्या सेरेंडिपिटी आर्ट्स फेस्टिवल चालू आसा. ह्या फेस्टिवलाच्या निमतान वेगवेगळे इन्स्टॉलेशन्स, एक्झिबिशन्स, वर्कशॉप्स आमकां पळोवपाक मेळटा. तेजे काही ग्लिम्सीस आमी तुमच्या मुखार फुडले काही दीस दवरतले. आज हम आज़ाद मैदान पर हैं और यहाँ पर एग्जीबिशन है जो अलग अलग इंडियन कल्चर जो हमारा है, वेदर इट इज़ इंस्ट्रूमेंट और आर कल्चर. सो इसके बारे में आप क्यूरेटर है इसके, सो इसके बारे में थोड़ा बताइए.
I'm the craft curator for the Serendipity Arts Festival 2023 for the second time, and I wanted to showcase craft in a different way to tell people that craft has got many dimensions. So last year I used architectural elements, and this year my theme is crafts in the performing arts. So every performing art needs craft to complete the performance. So I have divided my entire exhibition into three main sections. One is I've taken puppets which are ubiquitous throughout India, and they exist in many forms: rod, glove, and string puppets, and the shadow puppets. So I focused on shadow puppets from the Deccan Peninsula and the southern Indian region. So they are still being practiced in 6 states. I've used only those which are extant, which are still being practiced. So the 6 states of the southern region and the Deccan Peninsula are being showcased in one storyline of the Ramayana, in which we are taken one prasang from the banishment in the Orissa style, and then the Sita Haran in the Maharashtra style, and the meeting the Vanar Sena in Kerala, and then moving on to Sri Lanka in the Karnataka style. He's meeting Ashok Vatika is meeting Sita, and then the Lanka Dahan, and then we are showing the fight of Ram Ravan in the Andhra style, which is life-size puppets. So trying to show the differences in each puppet style. Then we come to costumes. The costume section is divided into 3 broad sections. When we say costumes, people think it's only about dress or textile, but actually costume, there's a lot of other elements to it. So we have headgears of the Tayyam. I've taken the folk tradition. Then I've taken the Potloi, which is the stiff barrel-shaped skirt of the Manipuri dancers. I've taken the textile traditions of a classical dance, and then I've taken the masks of a monastic tradition. All these are very important elements in costume attire, in the attire of any performance. So I've elaborated on these 3 forms. And then we move on to, so you need music, some music along with the performances. So we have musical instruments. So I represented the north, northeast and the southern region. So that I've done a story of the western region. So we've taken all the bardic communities of Rajasthan. And so we have the langas, the manganyar, the dholis, the mirasi, the kalbelias, all the different instruments are being showcased, and they're all authentic instruments. If it's supposed to have 32 strings, it has 32 strings. They are not toys that we are displaying here, and they are from an important collection of Komal Kothari, who is a Padma Bhushan also. So they've come from his collection. And so we are showcasing that, and we have also showcased a series of all the masters from that tradition, because they are recognized and they have got recognition in their own field. So we have a photographic journey of all the masters. And then we have a little workshop area where we'll be having workshop on the different traditions and small performances in the courtyard through the show.
Okay, this This is your second festival. So how you have seen the festival growing? Like last year there was few venues. Now it has been the 12 venues. So how have you seen the growth of the festival?
So I did come to the festival even as a spectator before I was a curator, and I have definitely seen it grow. Last year, of course, it was a challenge because it was the first time that they had done, I mean, after COVID, they had done a physical one after 2 years, but it was done hurriedly, but it was very, very beautiful and very engaging. And what is very nice about the Serendipity Arts Festival is that they give you the freedom to explore. They give you the freedom to, do what you would like to do and bring and they support you in a monetary way. They give you the team to look after it, and they help you to translate your vision into a reality. So that is something which I found special about Serendipity. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
सर आपका इधर जो एग्जीबिशन है, आपके एग्जीबिशन में क्या क्या है सर?
ये एग्जीबिशन एक्चुअली दिल्ली से रिलेटेड है। दिल्ली से शुरू होकर ये पूरा मतलब कवर करता है वर्ल्ड वाइड। हाँ, सो पॉलिटिक्स के बारे में बात होता है, जेंडर के बारे में बात होता है, मटेरियल ऑब्जेक्ट के बारे में बात होता है, ऑब्जेक्ट के से। हाँ, ये सारे चीज़ कलेक्ट हुआ है लैंडफिल से। दिल्ली के जो लैंडफिल है, लैंडफिल और डंपिंग साइट से कलेक्शन हुआ है। तो ये पूरा स्ट्रक्चर एनवायरमेंटल इशूज़, फ्यूचर के बारे में बात कर रहा है, मटेरियलिस्टिक वर्ल्ड के बारे में बात करता है, रिलेशनशिप, लेबर, कास्ट सिस्टम के बारे में और बहुत इकोसिस्टम के बारे में। ये पूरा स्ट्रक्चर इसीलिए बनाया गया है ये।
सर आपको पहले से बचपन से आपने मतलब सोचा था कि ऐसे आप कुछ करेंगे? क्योंकि बहुत सारी चीज़ें हमने जो देखी हैं जो आज बहुत मतलब कोई यूज़ नहीं करता है, बहुत पहले की चीज़ें हैं, लेकिन आज भी बहुत पुरानी चीज़ें हैं, आज बंद हो चुके हैं यूज़ में। लेकिन आपने कैसे किया और क्यों आपको विचार आया कि ऐसा हम करना चाह रहे हैं?
बचपन में मेरा था, मतलब ऑब्जेक्ट कलेक्शन कर रहा था, लेकिन ऑब्जेक्ट को मैं आज लाइक
बहुत फैसिनेटिंग लगता है जब हम एंटर हुए और जब एक एक चीज़ें हमने देखी तो बहुत फैसिनेट हुए, क्योंकि हमने जो चीज़ें नहीं देखी है, जो हमारे ज़माने से पहले थी, जो वो चीज़ें हमने यहाँ पर देखी, सो बहुत फैसिनेटिंग था।
इंडिया में एक प्रॉब्लम है कि हम क्या करते हैं, बहुत सारी चीज़ें जल्दी डिस्कार्डेड कर देते हैं। हाँ, यहाँ पर इतनी सारे मटेरियल जो कलेक्शन हुआ है सारे दिल्ली से है और सारे डिस्कार्डेड मटेरियल है। हाँ, तो डिस्कार्डेड मटेरियल इसलिए कलेक्शन है, वो उसमें आप देखोगे ना, आप पास्ट में जा सकते हो और फ्यूचर में और करेंट टाइम में क्या मटेरियल यूज होता है वो आप इस कल्चर में देख सकते हो। जैसे ट्राइपॉड हो, ये हो, सेल्फी स्टिक हो, जैसे बल्ब हो, एलईडी हो, ये वो मटेरियल है। और ये सारे मटेरियल के रिलेशन के बारे में भी बात कर रहे हैं। मुझे जो लग रहा है कि आप आते ही जब व्यूअर आता है वो कनेक्ट हो जाता है इमीडिएटली, कहीं ना कहीं भी बचपन से वो मटेरियल देखा है। और कुछ इस टाइम का जो जिसको हम मतलब अभी का जो टाइम के जो बच्चे हैं जिनको जेंगिज बोलते हैं, हाँ, वो मटेरियल के साथ कनेक्ट नहीं हो पाता है। समटाइम कुछ मटेरियल के साथ कनेक्ट होते हैं, बारबी डॉल्स और ये वो जो मतलब आज की डेट है, हाँ, तो वो उससे कनेक्ट हो जाते हैं। और एक बड़ा सा पॉलिटिक्स है इसमें, मटेरियलिस्टिक वर्ल्ड के बारे में बात होता है। आप ऐसे नहीं देख सकते कि हम किसी देश को अगर बैन कर देते हैं या फिर किसी के साथ झगड़ा होता है, वो मटेरियलिस्टिक है ना, हम मटेरियलिस्टिक दुनिया में रहते हैं। अगर चाइना में बैन कर दें, आपके घर में टॉर्च भी नहीं जलेगा। हाँ, हमारा ऐसा है पॉलिटिक्स के बारे में, पूरा सिस्टम के बारे में बात हो रहा है। लैंडफिल के पॉलिटिक्स के बारे में बात हो रहा है, दिल्ली के लैंडफिल का जो कंडीशन है, तो उसके बारे में बात चल रहा है सारे चीज़। क्या
अगर हम देखें कि पुरानी चीज़ें हैं जो संभालने के बहुत साल हो गए, अभी बहुत साल सदियों बीत गई, सो उनको संभाल कर रखने के लिए बहुत तकलीफ़ होती है। आपको क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं सर?
प्रॉब्लम मुझे नहीं पता, मैं धीरे धीरे लैंडफिल बन गया। मेरा स्टूडियो का भी मतलब कंडीशन ऐसा ही है कि जो मैं दिल्ली में जैसा रहता हूँ, मेरे पास मतलब जितना भी स्पेस है सारी चीज़ ये ले जाता है। और सबसे इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट है कि मुझे अभी किसी चीज़ अगर टूट जाता है, मुझे वो जैसे मतलब एक्सीडेंटली अगर कुछ चीज़ टूट जाएगा आप कॉन्शियस हो जाओगे, लेकिन मुझे वो कॉन्शियस नहीं रहा। मैं देखता हूँ टूट रहा है कि दिल्ली में अर्थक्वेक होता रहता है, जैसे ऑब्जेक्ट गिरता रहता है मेरा, हाँ इधर गिर गया उधर गिर गया, मैं सब देखता हूँ कि हाँ गिर रहा है। ये बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम फेस करना पड़ता है, लेकिन प्रॉब्लम के अंदर से बाहर निकाल कर लाना और इसको रखना एक जगह पे एक चैलेंजिंग है। आप इसके बारे में बात भी कर सकते हैं, क्या है क्या नहीं है, स्टोरी बिल्डअप होता है। आप पूरा पास्ट में जा रहे हो, फ्यूचर में जा रहे हो, कहाँ कहाँ पे फ्यूचरिस्टिक थॉट में जा रहे हो। मटेरियल में आया, मटेरियल से फिर गया इन्फॉर्मेशन, जैसे साई-फाई में होता है इन्फॉर्मेशन, सारे मटेरियल ऑब्जेक्ट से ऑब्जेक्ट रिलेटेड होकर ये सारे स्कल्पचर बन जाते हैं। वो एक ह्यूमन जो मतलब ह्यूमन एग्जिस्टेंस की बात हो रहा है, हाँ हम कहाँ पर है, इसीलिए वो स्ट्रक्चर बनाया गया है पूरा वैसे है जहाँ पर ह्यूमन छोटा लगे, ऐसे दब जाए। हाँ कि आप मतलब स्ट्रक्चर अभी हम अगर देखेंगे तो हॉराइजन ख़त्म हो चुका है, वर्टिकल एम्पायर शुरू हो गया है, सारे चीज़ ऊपर जा रहा है। आप सारे कुछ एम्पायर देख लो कि वैसा ही है। हाँ तो ये वो चैलेंजिंग है, लेकिन इसीलिए तो ये 10 साल का प्रोजेक्ट है, मैं संभाला हूँ इस प्रोजेक्ट को। हाँ तो ये है।
आप पहली बार सेरेंडिपिटी में आए हैं?
हाँ मैं पहली बार सेरेंडिपिटी में है।
इससे पहले कभी विजिटर वगैरह कुछ बन के आए थे क्या?
नहीं, सेरेंडिपिटी में कभी भी
नहीं। एग्जीबिशन और कहाँ कहाँ पे आपने पूरे भारत में लगाए?
पूरा भारत में दिल्ली में ही हुआ, दिल्ली में कुछ जगह पे हुआ है और दिल्ली में ही हुआ है। हाँ ज़्यादा से मतलब बाहर गया है, कुछ कुछ काम बाहर गया है, छोटा छोटा काम, क्योंकि इतनी सारे काम बाहर नहीं जा सकता। मेरे में भी मतलब इतना मतलब हुआ नहीं कि हाँ बाहर चला जाए सारे चीज़। अभी तो मतलब अभी 1 साल अभी हुआ है, 200 अभी हुआ है। क्योंकि उससे पहले कभी भी लोगों ने मेरा काम नहीं देखा था कि किस तरह से है, खाली ऐसा ही चल रहा था।
थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू सो मच।
First of all, this is your first Serendipity Arts Festival?
This is my first Serendipity Arts Festival where I'm the curator.
Okay.
I've been a workshop host in the past 4-5 years ago.
Okay. So what exactly is the Know Your Desi Vegetables?
So Know Your Desi Vegetables is a hashtag that I started about 8 years ago. And the idea was that, a lot of people in India today know Western produce and vegetables like asparagus, broccoli, things like that, but they don't know Indian vegetables. They don't know very local Indian vegetables that you find in the market. So I started this hashtag as a way to get people excited about Indian vegetables and get them to appreciate them, cook with them, eat them more, because a lot of our diversity on what's happening on our plates is deteriorating. What our grandparents ate would have been like so many different vegetables through the course of the year, which change seasonally. Now that is depleted in our parents' generation, and now in our generation, people are eating not more than 15-20 different types of vegetables. It's always cauliflower, peas, potato, carrots, those are the basic vegetables we eat. But there's so many different vegetables. Over the past 8 years, I've highlighted about 150 to 180 Indian seasonal vegetables through my time through this Know Your Desi Vegetable campaign. So what we are doing is showcasing local vegetables by highlighting one vegetable every 2 hours.
Okay.
We have a video presentation of it where we introduce fun facts, show things like that, and show what the vegetable looks like. We also have the vegetable in its raw form, and we are cooking it in a few different ways, in traditional ways, in simple ways, in innovative ways, to show the versatility of the vegetable and to get people to actually taste these vegetables. And these are all local vegetables, so it'll be things like drumstick and pumpkin and bimli and vegetables like that. And through that, people get a chance to experience these vegetables in a whole different light. It's what I've been doing on social media and through different forms of media for the last 8 years, but in a very tangible form. So people are getting to actually touch and feel, ask questions, taste, and hopefully I want them to leave back with this understanding and this appreciation, knowing that, you know, we do have a lot of diversity which we need to appreciate, and our vegetables can taste good.
That's a great work you are doing, sir. Sir, we know कि even though this is an internet time, many of times many of the local vegetables or local fruits are difficult to find on the internet. So how did you got about the research work?
You just have to go to your local markets and ask the people, the vendors in the market, or you go to, if you have the time and the energy to go to farms, you go and do that. So that's what I did. I traveled a lot extensively around India, went to local markets, spoke to people, spoke to experts. You have to do a little bit of work, but usually for the person at home who's just a home cook or someone who's just a food enthusiast, just go to your local market and just go looking for interesting local vegetables, and you'll see so much diversity. The first time I did this was 10 years ago, where I was cooking with mostly European produce, and I switched over to looking at Indian produce, and I went to the same market I've been going to many times, and suddenly I saw so many vegetables. Like if you just count the number of vegetables in a market, it's at least 50, 60. But nobody cooks with most of them. People cook with the same, they go to the same aloo, tomato, pyaz, adrak, lasoon, mirchi, and then you'll get maybe cauliflower, carrot, and something else, right? Yeah. But there's so much diversity, and that's what we're trying to showcase.
Every state you went, and
I've now been to 25 states in India.
25 states.
Yeah, I still have 5 more states to cover.
Came to Goa?
Of course, I came to Goa 2 years ago, and the interesting thing is that when I travel through a state, and I do this through a series called Chef on the Road. So the idea is looking at food and travel from a chef's perspective, and I get to go through and experience not just visiting markets, going to restaurants, exploring street food, but also going to people's homes, going to meet with indigenous local communities, spending time with farmers, and through that experience I get an insight into the cuisine and the food culture of a place which otherwise people don't get access to. So you have to make that effort to do that. I was in Goa 2 years ago, so I did a Chef on the Road Goa, and what is interesting was even people within Goa who were following said that they didn't know these things about Goan food, because when you think about Goan food, most people think of it as, you know, Goan Catholic food, or they might know the food you get in shacks, or they'll say, okay, fish curry rice. But there's so much diversity to Goan food. There is, there's an entire different indigenous tribal communities, the Velips, for example, and we are actually showcasing that through the village at Art Park, where an organization called GLF, which is Goa Livelihoods Forum, along with IIAD, which is the Indian Institute of Art and Design from Delhi, and the Lokovo, we've all collaborated to work on this project where we are bringing different communities from Goa and different regions of Goa to one place to showcase their food, their products, their culture in different ways, and the people from these communities are there interacting with you. So you get a real sense, because nobody is leaving Panjim or Kalangut. Like a lot of these communities are in other places like Saligaon or Bardes or internal places. So we've even got this incredible community of Velips who are coming from Kotigaon, and they have brought a lot of wild produce. We've got, so all of them are coming to one place where people are going to get a taste Goan food in its entire diversity. Even Goan Muslim food. Most people don't even know that there's Goan Muslim food. So all of that people get a taste at the village, at the art park.
Okay. Any written documentation you have kept for the record or the people to exhibit?
Yes. So we have a lot of documentation. So we're actually doing multiple different projects. So the Know Your Desi Vegetables kitchen is one. We have the village at the art park. We have something called the Doing Good Through Food Walkthrough Challenge. We have a Longing for Home Food booth where we're getting audio recipes from different parts of the country, recorded and showcased to people that people can listen to and take down recipe notes. We've got something called Paint with Food where people can, it's a fun activity for parents and kids to take part in, where they draw characters out of different vegetables. We've got the Locovo Shuffle, which is where we get festival goers to interact with each other through a random process of opening chits with questions. We've got a zine making workshop, which an organization called Zindabad Collective has put together, where there's a collection of hundreds of food zines that that people across the country have produced and donated to the library. It's called Potluck, the Cuisine Library. We have a lot of workshops in the food lab where people from like culinary experts, chefs, food writers, cookbook authors, cheese makers, they've all come together and they're going to do workshops through the course of the next 9 days. What we've done is we've collected recipes from a lot of these collaborations and we made a festival cookbook. And this festival cookbook is kind of the documentation that brings together all of the different parts of our curation. So there'll be a recipe that someone made in a zine, there'll be a recipe that someone's doing from a workshop, there'll be a recipe that's coming from Know Your Desi Vegetable Kitchen. So all of this is coming together, which people can actually buy.
Which date? All together.
It's in a cookbook. Yeah. So cookbook is available all 9 days.
All 9 days. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All the best for the future.
Thank you so much.
Today we have come here for the food lab. So there was a workshop in the morning. So what was the workshop about?
It was a zine making workshop called Making Zines, Making Friends, and the goal was to introduce people to the medium of zines and to facilitate a space where people could make friends with each other and make art together.
Okay. How was the response from the people?
Everyone responded very well. People have waited after the workshop and you can see them making zines with each other even though the workshop is over. So I think we reached our goal of connecting new people to each other and doing it over art.
Both of you, is it your first workshop in Goa for Serendipity Art Festival, or is it before you have come previously?
So we've never come for Serendipity Arts Festival before. This is our first time, but we have conducted 3 workshops right now on 11th, 12th and 13th in different parts of Goa, some rural pockets of Goa with community-based organizations and NGOs. So we have done some workshops with micro-entrepreneurs, women auto drivers, sanitation workers, the elderly at a community center, with children from disadvantaged communities. So this is not our first workshop in Goa, it's our 4th. It's our 4th workshop for Serendipity as well, but the first one at the festival space. Yeah.
How have you seen the festival growing since you have been for the festival before also?
I came for the festival as a visitor in 2017 and so it's very exciting to come back this time as an artist who is presenting a library. So all of the workshop material and everything that people make at their workshops will go in our library, and so it's very exciting. I think the festival has grown in immense scale with many different diverse artists coming and presenting incredible work. So I'm very excited to see it grow further and have a fun time here.
Ma'am, last question to both of you, that many a times we see that Goans or the locals are hesitate to come here for the festival. We have seen that the festival has numerous of culinary art or different forms of art, but people are not coming for the festival. What is the message to the audience to
I think we made an intentional choice to connect with communities in Goa, which is why before the festival even began, we started doing workshops with different communities, as my friend Devashri just mentioned. And our zines are multilingual, so all the little booklets in our library are in Hindi, English, Konkani, our volunteers are Konkani speakers, so we try to connect with people through the medium of art without any barriers of language or background. And we hope many people come and visit our library setup and join our workshops.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.